Let's talk about what isn't said. The signals that slip through the cracks of conversation. Because here's the reality. Women often communicate desire without words. Their bodies betray them. Their actions reveal the truth. And if you know how to read these signs, you'll never be left in the dark. This isn't about cheap tricks or pickup lines. This is about understanding human nature, the way attraction really works. Neil Strauss spent years researching this. From the game to the truth, he studied the patterns, the psychology, the why behind desire, and today we're breaking down the signs she's sending you, without saying a word. First, the proximity test. Women don't waste space near men they're indifferent to. If she's closing the distance, finding reasons to stand close, accidentally brushing your arm, lingering when she should walk away, that's intentional. Your presence pulls her in. She might not admit it, but her body already has. Second, the eye game. It's not just about looking, it's about holding. If she locks eyes a beat too long, glances away, then sneaks another look, she's testing the waters. And if her pupils dilate, that's biology. Her brain is flooding with dopamine. She can't fake that. Third, the mirror effect. Watch how she moves when she's near you. Does she subconsciously match your posture? Tilt her head when you do? Laugh a little too quickly at your jokes? That's mirroring, a silent sign of connection. Her brain is wired to sync up with someone she's drawn to. Now here's where most men miss it. They wait for permission, for some obvious green light. But attraction doesn't work like that. It's a dance of subtlety. And if you're not paying attention, you'll mistake her signals for coincidence. So let's go deeper. Because these aren't the only signs. There's more, much more. And if you know what to look for, you'll see the desire she's hiding in plain sight. But here's the thing. Signs mean nothing if you don't act on them. And that's where men freeze. They see the signals, but they second guess. They hesitate. They wonder, what if I'm wrong? Let me tell you something. Women respect boldness, not recklessness, calculated confidence. The kind that reads the room and takes the shot when the moment's right. Take touch, for example. If she's finding excuses to touch you, adjusting your collar, playfully shoving your shoulder, accidentally grazing your hand, she's not being clumsy. She's giving you an opening. And if you don't escalate, she'll assume you're not interested. Then there's the tone shift. Listen to how she talks when it's just the two of you. Does her voice soften? Get a little slower, a little breathier? That's not how she talks to her friends. That's how she talks to someone she's drawn to. And here's a big one, the jealousy play. If she mentions other guys, casually, like it's nothing, pay attention. Oh, this guy at work keeps asking me out. She's not just sharing, she's probing. She wants to see your reaction, because if you care, it means you're invested. But the most powerful sign? The vulnerability test. If she shares something personal, a fear, a past hurt, a dream she doesn't tell everyone, she's not just talking, she's trusting you. And trust is the gateway to desire. Now you might be thinking, what if I misinterpret things? Here's the truth. Mistakes are better than regrets. The men who win aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who never stop trying. And this is just the beginning. Because once you see these signs, the game changes. You stop guessing. You start knowing. Let's talk about the silent invitations. The ones she won't say out loud but screams through her actions. Because women don't just hope you'll make a move. They set the stage for it. Ever notice how she's always available for you but never seems too eager? She'll say yes to hanging out but play it cool. I'm free, but I'm not desperate. That's the balance. And if she's making time for you, especially on short notice, she's prioritizing you. That's not friendship, that's interest. Then there's the wardrobe shift. If she dresses differently around you, more put together, more attention to detail, she's not doing it for the air, she's doing it for you. Women don't waste effort on men they don't care about. And here's a subtle one, the inside joke. If she's creating little moments that only the two of you share, a nickname, a reference, a joke no one else gets, that's intimacy. She's building a world with you in it. But the ultimate sign? The green light in private. In public, she might play it safe. But when it's just you two, the guard drops. The laughter gets louder, the touches linger, the space between you shrinks. That's when you know. She's not just comfortable with you, she's choosing you. Now here's what you do next. Because recognizing the signs is only half the battle. The other half, acting on them, without hesitation, without apology. But that's a conversation for another time. Because this is just the foundation. And if you've made it this far, you're already ahead of 99% of men. The rest? Well, that's where things get interesting. There's a critical moment most men miss completely, when she tests you with small challenges. That sarcastic comment, the playful resistance, that's not rejection, it's an invitation. She's probing your frame, seeing if you'll fold or fire back. Women don't waste energy testing men they're indifferent to. Watch for the accidental intimacy, the way she leans in to whisper something unnecessary during a loud conversation, how she trips and steadies herself against your chest. These aren't clumsy moments, they're staged opportunities. Her subconscious is screaming what her mouth won't say. Now consider this, the conversational deep dive. When she suddenly shifts from small talk to asking about your passions, your past, your fears, that's not curiosity. That's investment. She's not collecting facts, she's looking for emotional hooks. The more she digs, the more she's already caught. And here's where it gets fascinating. The social media tells. If she's liking old posts, watching your stories within minutes, or sharing memes that scream inside jokes, she's keeping you present in her digital orbit. That's not boredom. That's low-key obsession. But the most overlooked sign? The pause before goodbye. When the conversation ends, but she lingers. When the hug lasts a second too long. That hesitation isn't awkward. It's an opening. She's giving you one last chance to step up. Let's talk about the silent competition. When she casually mentions other women, your ex must have been crazy to let you go. She's not making conversation. She's measuring your reaction. Does your voice tighten? Do your eyes flicker? She's testing if you're still emotionally available, or if you're already hers. Then there's the memory trap. She remembers tiny details you forgot you shared. The name of your childhood dog, your favorite obscure band. That's not a good memory. That's targeted focus. When a woman files away useless information about you, it's because her brain tagged it as important. Watch for the unforced proximity. The way she happens to be at your gym, your coffee shop, your commute route. Coincidences are rare. Strategic positioning isn't. If she's engineering reasons to be near you, she's already past the attraction phase and into pursuit. And here's the kicker. The fake frustration. Ugh, why are you like this? With a smirk. The eye roll that ends in a smile. That's not annoyance. It's flirtation in disguise. She's calling you out to see if you'll double down on what makes you different. This is the unspoken dance of desire. Every signal is a question. Every reaction is your answer. And the men who get this, who read between the lines without overanalyzing, they're the ones who never struggle to know where they stand. Because here's the truth. Women don't play hard to get with men they don't want. They play hard to get with men worth catching. Now let's talk about the power of absence. When she suddenly pulls back, not answering texts as quickly, being less available, that's not disinterest. It's often the opposite. She's testing your response. Does your energy change? Do you chase? The way you handle her absence speaks louder than any compliment you could give. Watch for the social circle shift. When she starts integrating you into her world, introducing you to friends, mentioning you in group conversations, that's not casual. Women carefully curate who enters their orbit. If you're being brought into hers, you've already passed invisible tests. There's also the clothing tell. On a normal day, she wears jeans and a t-shirt. But when she knows she'll see you, suddenly there's effort. The hair is down, the perfume is stronger. These aren't coincidences. They're calculated choices. She's dressing for someone, and that someone is you. Pay attention to the digital body language, the texts that come with thought behind them, questions that keep conversations going, responses that build on what you said rather than just replying. When a woman is engaged, her communication has texture. There's depth to every exchange. But here's the most powerful sign of all. The unguarded moment. When she forgets to filter herself around you, laughing too loud, making silly faces, showing vulnerability. That's when you know she's comfortable. And comfort is where real attraction thrives. When a woman can be her complete self around you, that's the ultimate green light. Let's examine the conversational chess game. When she starts topics that create emotional spikes, asking about your dating life, teasing you about old relationships, She's not just making small talk. These are strategic moves. Every question is a probe, testing your availability, your maturity, your interest. Notice the gift dynamics. It might be small, a book she thinks you'd like, a snack she picked up because it reminded her of you. These aren't just kind gestures, they're investments. When a woman spends mental energy thinking about what you might enjoy, she's already allocating space for you in her mind. There's also the schedule tell. She's busy with work, with friends, with life, but somehow always finds time for you. The "I'm swamped, but I'll make an exception" is one of the clearest signals there is. Time is the most valuable currency we have. Where she spends it tells you everything. Watch for the defense mechanism breakdown. Early on, she might play it cool, keep her guard up. But as interest grows, those walls come down. The sarcasm fades, the aloofness disappears. What emerges is someone more genuine, more present. That transition doesn't happen by accident. And here's what most men never consider: the family factor. When she starts mentioning you to family members or asks questions about yours, that's not casual conversation. Family represents core values, long-term thinking. If you're entering that territory, you're being evaluated on a whole different level. Let's decode the challenge phenomenon. When she playfully disputes your opinions or teases you about your tastes, that's not rejection. It's engagement. A woman who's indifferent agrees with everything or ignores you completely. The ones who challenge are the ones who care. There's also the future projection test. "You'd be such a fun travel partner," or "I bet you're the type who..." These aren't random observations, they're thought experiments. She's imagining you in different contexts, different scenarios. That's mental real estate you don't get without interest. Pay attention to the social media engagement hierarchy. Does she respond to your stories when she ignores others? React to your posts more than anyone else's? The digital world has its own rules of attraction. Consistency there often mirrors interest in reality. But here's the subtle one, the name game. When she starts using your name more frequently in conversation, that's so your name. That's not just grammar, it's personalization, a way to create intimacy through language. The more your name appears in her dialogue, the more you're appearing in her thoughts. And never underestimate the power of the unsolicited favor. When she does something for you without being asked, picks up coffee, saves you a seat, remembers you mentioned needing something, that's investment in action. These aren't just nice gestures, they're markers of growing attachment. The patterns are all there if you know how to look. The key isn't obsessing over every detail, but seeing the bigger picture. When enough of these signals align, you're not imagining things. You're reading the situation exactly right. The only question left is what you'll do with that knowledge. The way she consumes your attention reveals everything. Notice when she deliberately slows her speech during intimate moments, drawing you deeper into conversation. That calculated pacing isn't accidental, it's emotional pacing. She's controlling the rhythm to keep you engaged longer, savoring the exchange. There's a hidden tell in how she handles interruptions. When someone else joins the conversation, watch where her eyes flick first. If she consistently checks your reaction before responding to the newcomer, you're her anchor in that social dynamic. That split-second glance speaks volumes about where her focus truly lies. Consider the beverage ritual. If she takes a sip of her drink while maintaining eye contact with you over the rim, that's not thirst. It's a calculated pause. Women use this move to create tension, to give you a moment to appreciate the silence between words. The best conversations aren't about constant talking, but about shared space. There's also the wardrobe malfunction phenomenon. The accidentally loose button, the slipping strap she pretends not to notice. These aren't oversights. They're subtle invitations for your gaze, tests to see if you're attentive enough to notice details about her. The game isn't in the reveal, but in your reaction to it. The way she discusses other men in your presence forms a secret code. When she mentions male attention she's receiving but quickly shifts focus back to you, that's not bragging. It's a temperature check. She's gauging your protective instincts, your competitive spirit. Indifference reads as lack of investment. The right amount of tension shows you care. Watch for the linguistic mirroring. As attraction builds, you'll notice her starting to adopt your phrases, your speech patterns, even your humor style. This unconscious imitation is the highest form of flattery. Her brain is literally syncing with yours. The more she mirrors, the deeper the connection forming beneath the surface. There's power in the strategic vulnerability. When she shares a carefully selected weakness or insecurity, it's not weakness at all. It's a trust exercise. She's giving you ammunition to hurt her while betting you won't. This calculated risk is one of the most intimate games women play, and being led into that space is a privilege few men recognize. Pay attention to the gift of inconvenience. When she asks for small favors that require effort but not difficulty, changing plans to help her, going slightly out of your way, she's not being needy. She's creating opportunities for you to demonstrate reliability. Every fulfilled request becomes another brick in the foundation of trust. The way she eats around you tells a hidden story. Notice when she orders food she knows you like instead of her usual preference, or when she offers you the first bite of her meal. These aren't random acts, they're subtle, nurturing behaviors, ancient signals of care and provision emerging in modern contexts. There's meaning in the shared silence. When conversation lulls but she makes no effort to fill the space with nervous chatter, that comfort with quiet speaks louder than words. The ability to simply exist together without performance indicates a level of connection that transcends social niceties. Watch for the technology tells. If she puts her phone face down when with you, or worse, leaves it in her purse entirely, that's the digital age equivalent of undivided attention. In a world of constant distraction, choosing to be fully present is the ultimate compliment. Consider the parking lot phenomenon. After dates or meetings, the walk to the car lasts longer than necessary. Conversations continue in the vehicle well past reasonable endpoints. These prolonged goodbyes aren't about logistics. They're reluctance to end the interaction, a silent plea for you to extend the moment. The way she handles your physical space reveals hidden truths. When she rearranges items in your environment, straightening your collar, adjusting items on your desk, she's not being fussy. She's marking territory in the most socially acceptable way possible, leaving subtle fingerprints on your world. The weekend test speaks volumes. Notice when she starts contacting you on Friday nights or Saturday afternoons. Prime social real estate. If you're getting her best hours, you're occupying premium space in her life. Women don't waste golden time on maybes. When her weekends include you, you've moved beyond casual consideration. There's significance in the shared experience dynamic. When she creates opportunities for you two to have our song or our place or our thing, she's not just being cute. These are emotional bookmarks, ways to tie memories specifically to your connection. The more unique references you accumulate together, the harder you become to replace. Watch for the crisis response. When something goes wrong in her life, where does she turn? If you're becoming her first call during tough times, that's not convenience, it's emotional prioritization. In moments of vulnerability, we reach for what and who makes us feel safest. There's meaning in the name game evolution. First, it's your full name, then a nickname emerges, then eventually just you in contexts where no other specification is needed. This linguistic journey mirrors the relationship's depth. The more assumptions built into how she addresses you, the more assumed your place in her life. The way she argues with you reveals hidden truths. When disagreements come with effort to understand rather than just to win, when she fights to resolve rather than to punish, that's not just maturity, it's investment. People only work to fix what they plan to keep. Every signal is a piece of the puzzle, but here's what matters most. Patterns beat single instances. One sign might be coincidence. 5 form a trend. When multiple signals align across different contexts, you're not reading tea leaves. You're seeing clear evidence of growing connection. The question isn't whether she's interested, but what level of interest exists and where it might lead. When all these signals align, when she's prioritizing your time, creating private jokes, testing you with challenges, and letting you see her unguarded moments, that's not just interest, that's investment. She's not just flirting, she's future casting. And here's the brutal truth. Most men miss it because they're waiting for a Hollywood confession. But real desire doesn't announce itself. It whispers. And now, you know how to listen. But this isn't just about decoding her. It's about your next move. Because signals are useless without action, and that's where most men fail. They see the signs and freeze. Don't be that guy. Your turn now. If even one of these signs hit home, I want you to comment, "She's signaling," below. Let's see how many of you are noticing these patterns in real time. And if you're nodding along thinking, holy shit, she does all of these, drop a in the comments. This isn't just theory. This is your reality waiting to unfold. But here's the deal. Thousands of guys will watch this and do nothing. They'll overthink, hesitate, and stay stuck in the same cycle. Don't be one of them. Smash that like button right now if you're ready to act on what you've learned today. Every like tells the algorithm to push this to more men who need this intel. And if you're serious about mastering this, subscribe and turn on notifications. Because next week, we're diving into exactly how to respond to these signals, the calibrated moves that turn silent attraction into undeniable results. This was just the beginning. The real game starts when you apply it. Comment now, like now, and most importantly, act now. Your future self will thank you.